What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Double A Hef here. So this video right here is, what's interesting about this video actually is that this guy who you see on the screen is, I think his name is Dr. Rashad Richey or something like that. And I say that not to, come across as, disrespectful to this guy, but I just found out who he was maybe about a month ago. I was watching YouTube as usual, and in the related videos, I think it's called, or they might even change it. It might say suggested, whatever the name of that spot where the videos pop up is. This popped up and it said TYT. Now I know the Young Turks, because I've watched them, back in my college days. But I was surprised to see a black dude on there, and it didn't say sports. So I was like, let me check this out, see what this dude's talking about. And then I forget what that video was actually about. I just remember the way this guy was speaking just threw me off. It threw me off. I was like, I don't know about this guy. And I forget exactly what he was saying, but I do remember I was like, I don't know about this dude. So, interestingly enough, he invited Jesse Lee Peterson onto his show. And then I was like, oh, wow, I definitely got to watch that. See how that turned out. Because as you know, Jesse's interesting, to say the least. So, this is it. I'm going to play the video, and then I'm going to break it down. Because there's obviously some issues with this video and an issue with this dude. And the reason why I was kind of turned off to this guy, it reappears in this video. So I'm going to point that out, and then also going to explain the issue with brothers like this. Okay, the issue with brothers like this and how it impacts pretty much the things that I speak about, my principles, which in my belief should be shared principles for all quote unquote black men. All right, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bullpen. In the bullpen today, I have a conservative radio talk personality, TV host, extreme conservative, and he's proud of it. Pastor Jesse Lee Peterson, founder and president of Bond, B-O-N-D, and host of JLP Show and The Fallen State. Pastor Peterson, good day. Welcome to Indisputable.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Sir, you all have a celebration coming up next month. Are you not the founder of White History Month, I think, which starts in July?
Yeah, we're going to be celebrating our fourth year of White History Month in July. And the reason that we started it in July is because if you notice, July just feels white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever Jesse says that shit cracks me up. What's interesting about it is he does it in a mocking manner. Now, the interesting part is that many people, especially quote-unquote black people, and quote-unquote white people, a lot of them as well, don't understand that. They don't understand that he's mocking quote-unquote whites when he says that, especially when he says that July line. They just think that, oh, this guy's just, super Uncle Tom, Sambo ass nigga and all sorts of stuff, right? And in reality, no, it's not that. And you can tell, especially if you watch Jesse, follow Jesse, especially like his old stuff to the new stuff, then you know. And look, I say that because obviously I've watched a ton of tape on Jesse Lee Peterson, because he has an interesting story, and some of the things that he says I agree with. Now we obviously don't agree on everything, and that's fine. That's the case with most people and most things. But it's interesting to try to see how people arrive at their conclusions. So that's why I pretty much checked out all of his stuff. And not for nothing, you should check out all of everyone's stuff that you're interested in or that you're researching or reading up on. You know what I mean? For instance, just for example, if you are, reading up about Marcus Garvey, then I recommend watching multiple documentaries on Marcus Garvey. I recommend, reading as much as you can about him and things that he's written and stuff like that. I think that's the best way that you can try to figure out how these people were, why they thought that the way they did, and all that stuff. I think it's very important that we just don't take one script from one piece of work and then just go with that. We have to do our due diligence and actually go the distance. If you're gonna learn something, learn something. But I digress.
It's summertime, vacation time, relaxing time, reflecting time, and appreciating the greatest country on this side of heaven.
Gotcha.
And so we are recognizing.
And also, I say this all the time, and I'm not sure if people listen or understand. See where it says Pastor Jesse Peterson, and to the right of it, it says founder and president of Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. So when I say Jesse has done more for the quote unquote black community, I'm referring to this organization that he has started. And especially when I say that, in comparison to Umar, is because Umar has this school that isn't open, and he's been doing that for years. And Jesse has this organization that's been around for years. So just if you just want to go based off that, what has each person done to help the community? Jesse's had his organization around for decades. And if you want to know some quick history on it, it started out as an organization to help the quote-unquote black family by helping the black man. And as you guys know, or as you should know, my overall message on this channel is the only way to help the quote-unquote black community is by helping the quote-unquote black man. Okay, so obviously that a message like that would resonate with someone like me. And it should resonate with all my listeners, because obviously if you're on this channel, you've been on this channel, you've been watching these videos, then I would guess that your morals and principles align somewhat with mine. All right? So yes. And then actually, if you look to the left, all to the far left, it says indisputable. With, I believe that says Dr. Rashad Richey. That's an interesting name for a show, especially if you're going to have guests on, because obviously, what's the point of having guests if whatever it is that you're talking about is indisputable? But whatever.
Nice, and showing our appreciation for it.
I think it's important for people to know you're not a comedian. What you're saying, right? What you're saying, this is actually you. You do this. You're the founder of White History Month.
Yes.
You've also been very critical of Juneteenth. You have called it a fake holiday.
Well, yeah, Juneteenth is a fake holiday. I don't think I made a video about Juneteenth yet. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I made a video about Juneteenth. I didn't want to make a video about it, but obviously, as I told you, I got a lot of things going on. The babies are getting closer and closer to coming. My wife is home. I've been spending a lot more time with her, so I really haven't had that much time to make videos. But yeah, Juneteenth is a fucking fake holiday. Come on, let's be real. And quote unquote black people, of course, it's so predictable. Quote unquote black people. You get this bullshit ass quote unquote holiday, right? But you gotta understand something. It's a federal holiday, so it doesn't just affect you or help you. What kind of shit is that? If you want something, it's gotta be to help you. To help you. Like when I talk about the solutions that I have, my solutions are real, not real. They are calculated, all right, and it's easily to understand why these solutions are solutions that I have come up with, all right. And then if you want to have a conversation about them, we can, and I'm gonna go right through it with you. But a fucking holiday, dude, who the fuck does that help? What purpose is it? Everyone gets off. It's not just a holiday where it's like, hey, only black people get to observe this federal holiday, so everyone else get back to work. It's not even like that. And even if that was the case, who the fuck wants that? Oh, we get to be off today. What kind of dumb shit is that? Huh? What kind of legislation is that? Y'all niggas is probably happy as hell. Not y'all on my channel, but y'all know, the people that watch my channel, y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all probably think of somebody right now that was like, oh yeah, Juneteenth with the damn Juneteenth shirts on and all that shit, acting a goddamn fool for nothing. You know, you need to start clamoring for some goddamn legislation that's going to impact your life by, you know, quote unquote, helping the black man. Something actually, you know, substantial in that regard. Something that's going to bring or help the black man stay in the home. Something that's not going to emasculate the quote unquote black man. And like, oh my Lord Jesus. This stuff, it makes your head hurt. And it's funny because I guess I kind of blocked it out of my mind because I totally forgot about this Juneteenth crap until he just brought it up. But look at this brother, like the one on the right. He's the type of person that you got this July White History Month, which is a mockery, right? Now don't get me wrong, does Jesse do it every year? Yeah, he does. But like I said, if you know, you know, right? But then you make fun of Juneteenth and also like, dude, like who the hell are you, man?
But you are, you want to make sure that everyone supports White History Month. I do want to have a policy discussion with you about the George Floyd Policing and Accountability Act. I'm going to attempt to have that policy discussion with you. Do you agree or disagree with the George Floyd Policing and Accountability Act?
I totally disagree because, as we all know...
Before Jesse continues, I'm going to answer that question. Do I agree or disagree with the George Floyd Act? Now, I will be the first person to tell you, I do not know all the details of that act. Okay? I don't really know much of anything about that act. But I can tell you this. It's probably something that I will not agree with. And I say that because, and I say this often on this channel, the more you come into understanding, y'all, brothers out there, the more you come into understanding and knowledge, things don't surprise you anymore. Things don't surprise you anymore. Surprise. I'll say it one more time. When you come into understanding and knowledge, things do not surprise you anymore. Nothing really shocks you anymore. Okay? And that is because, well, one, when you come into knowledge and understanding, you understand that things are what they are. And you don't have to wait all the way to the fucking ending credits to be like, oh, this wasn't a comedy. You know what I mean? This was a drama. Like, no. You know by looking at the goddamn, not even the trailer, the poster that they release for movies. Like, you know just by looking at that, like, what it is, all right? And the same rules apply to this. The George Floyd Act, look, I don't think we need to act for anything regarding George Floyd. Unless it's going to be, don't put knees on necks. You know what I mean? Outside of that, I don't understand what kind of act it could even be. It could even be. Because, again, George Floyd, look, the way he went out, that ain't right. You know, and what I don't think that anyone should be going out like that, especially and having it, you know, displayed for millions and millions of people. You know, the way that it was all over YouTube and the news and stuff like that. You know, I don't think any of that was right. Like, goddamn, that's still a human being that was, you know, essentially his life was snuffed out, and people seen it. Everyone seen that shit. Y'all don't ever think about that? That everyone seen that? Like, watched a man die? You know, that's, you know, there's something off-putting about that. That they allowed that video to just be out for that long. It might even still be up. I don't know. Who the hell knows? If it is, even furthers my point. And if it's not, then hey, that would also further my point too. Because then why the hell did you take it down? You played it for so damn long. Why take it down now? But anyway, So anything dealing with the George Floyd, I'm just like, it's probably going to be some super liberal shit. And it's probably not going to help the quote unquote black community because it ain't going to help the quote unquote black man none. So yeah, more than likely, I probably would not agree with that act. That's my answer to that. Then obviously, when someone gives me more information on it, then I can make a more firm stance on it. But that's my response.
George Floyd was a black, unemployed drug addict with a criminal record. And I just...
No lies detected.
Okay, let's first of all, let's clear something up, sir. You really should be ashamed of yourself. You call yourself a Christian pastor. George Floyd is dead.
It's his fault.
He's...
First of all, who the hell are you to say who should be ashamed of themselves? Like, who, like to be honest with you, and I know some of y'all might get mad, but George Floyd is dead. Who the fuck cares? Who the hell cares? Who cares? I don't care. I don't care. I didn't care when he was alive. I don't care now that he's dead. You know, and I know some of y'all probably won't like that. But y'all gotta get a grip. Who the hell cares? I say this all the time on this channel. Not all will be saved. Not all will be saved. That's just the reality of it. You know, and I'm not the one, you know, saving people or anything like that. Shit, I might not be the one who saved. You know what I mean? Who the hell knows? But I do know this though. I do know that I have the understanding and the knowledge to proceed on, you know, and have a fair shot in the race. I know that George Floyd, he didn't value his own life. He didn't value himself. He didn't value his manhood. And when you don't value any of those things, you wind up in the trash, man. It's that simple. So yeah, who the hell cares? George Floyd is dead. Yeah, okay. There's a lot of people dead, nigga. What are you talking about? I should be ashamed? Or you're not talking to me. You talking to Jesse. But Jesse should be ashamed because of that? Because some nigga didn't give a fuck about his life? Come on, man. Come on. And I know there's niggas like this out here, man. I know for a fact. And y'all are part of the problem. We don't need, like nigga, who the fuck are you trying to virtual signal, motherfucker? Like, you should be ashamed. Shut the fuck up. Silly ass nigga talking some dumb shit. About what? Nigga, what the fuck what do you know about George Floyd? And what the fuck do you care about George Floyd, nigga? Did you shed a fucking tear when that nigga died? I doubt it. I doubt it. Did you reach out to his family when he died? I doubt it. Did you do anything besides try to use this man's name to get some liberal fucking agendas across that don't even go to benefit your silly ass, nigga? Huh? Y'all always talking about the fucking the Sambos and the Uncle Toms and shit like that. Look, this nigga on the right is one. Now I know they love using Jesse as the poster boy for that shit. But no, nigga, the nigga on the right, that's him. That's the wolf in sheep's clothing, nigga. That's the nigga that Malcolm X was talking about. That's the nigga that Malcolm X was talking about. This nigga right here on the right, dude.
He's dead because a cop killed him.
No,
No. He's dead. Cause I just said it. And I'm pretty sure I made a video about this. Actually, did I make a video about George Floyd? Ooh, I don't think I made a video about George Floyd. I know I did Eric Garner and I did Dante Ray. I know I did a podcast about George Floyd on the Moss Media page, so y'all can definitely check that out. But look, no. George Floyd is dead because, like I said, George Floyd did not value his life. Think about it in your own life, right? If you have something that you don't value, you know what happens to that shit? You lose it, you break it, it gets stolen, you don't even know. You might even try to get rid of that shit because it don't got no goddamn value. Now, when you got something in your life that you value, you're going to do anything that you can to fucking keep that shit. Whether it's a fucking job, a car, a fucking a guitar, a TV, an outfit, a pair of J's, whatever it is, you're going to do whatever it is that you can to preserve that shit. Excuse me. So, it's that simple. George Floyd did not value his life. And that's what happens when you don't value your life, man. This shit don't got to be conflated to be made into something else. It's real simple. If you don't value your life, you need to figure out why not. and then start, you have to create the value. And I've made videos about that too. I'm not going to go all the way into all of that stuff. But go back, search those videos because they're out there. And it's that simple. I don't want to hear, because, Chauvin. Don't get me wrong. Chauvin's ass needs to be locked the fuck up. Because not only because of what he did, but the way he looked when he was doing the way he looked when he was doing it. That was just like, this nigga's crazy. You know what I'm saying? With the hand in the pocket and the knee on the neck, straight face. Like, you don't deserve to be a cop, policing anybody, conducting yourself like that. So I'm not sitting here saying that, he didn't kill George Floyd, so he don't need to be in jail. He needs to be locked the fuck up. And he is. But I'm not gonna, take part in this virtue signaling bullshit like this nigga on the right is doing, all dressed up, doctor this, doctor that, but really ain't doing shit for you. And when I say you, I'm talking to you, quote unquote, black man. I'm talking to y'all. This nigga on the right ain't doing nothing for you.
Yeah, because he was a drug addict.
My question to you, and that's adverse to the evidence, by the way, what you just said. My question to you was about...
I don't know if he's saying that him being a drug addict is adverse to the evidence, because the evidence said that he had drugs in the system. So, I'll leave that at that.
Policy. So let me ask you, what in the policy of the George Floyd Policing Act do you disagree with?
The whole idea.
Which part of the policy? Jesse,
blaming the cops and no responsibility
Jesse,
for the blacks.
I'm asking you, what part of the policy is written? You can find it at congress.gov. What part of the policy, sir, do you disagree with? This is a simple question.
I disagree with the whole idea of a
You haven't read the policy. You haven't even read the damn policy. Come on,
I don't
Jesse.
need to read it. I don't need to read it to know the truth, because what I've noticed is that black people today, due to their lack of love, their lack of believing in God, they love evil more than they love good, right?
So that's the reason why you don't read.
And so that's
the reason why.
You heard? That's the reason why you don't read. No, that's not what he said, dude. And what you're doing is you're being condescending and you're trying to be sly about it. But, it is what it is. Look, you have to understand something, y'all. What Jesse's pretty much saying what I said. He's pretty much saying what I said. Except for he's not even... where Jesse and I break away is that I said, I'm not going to give a definitive answer, really, until I know what's going on. At face value and at listening to it, I don't think anything in that act or whatever the hell it's called, I'm going to be able to get jiggy with. Jesse, on the other hand, just like, nah. Like, nah. So that's where he and I got, break apart. And that's fine, once again. But the question is, why is this brother on the right so hippity about the policy? The exact policy in this. If you know the policy in this, dude, how about you just bring up some policy points and then ask Jesse his thoughts on it? I mean, at the end of the day, this is your show, right? But also at the end of the day, the name of your show is indisputable. So obviously that would contradict the whole setup of this motherfucker, right? Because obviously it's not disputable. So why even bring it up? It's just a joke, man.
You don't read.
Right, because we're written by no good black people. And why should I waste my time knowing what they're about? Black folks today, and not all, but most, have no sense of direction. They're blaming everybody but themselves. And until they take responsibility for their own lives, they're not going to get better. The
Now,
real
do you
truth
blame-
is
let me ask you,
George
sir,
Floyd is dead
do you
because
blame-
of George Floyd and no one else.
That's a ridiculous point. But do you blame yourself for not
He said that's a ridiculous point. No, it's not a ridiculous point, dude. That's pretty much the point. The reason why quote unquote black people don't have any power, and I may have said this before in videos past, but the reason why quote unquote black people don't have any power is because quote unquote blacks at large fail to take responsibility. And when you don't take responsibility, you don't have any power. And the brother Chronicles of Judah 144, he said this as well, and it's the truth. When you look around at people that have responsibilities and that don't have responsibilities, you'll tend to see that the people that do have responsibilities have more power. And this could be as basic as look at your household. If there's any kids in the house, ask yourself, how much responsibility do those kids have? And then when you juxtapose that to the responsibilities of the adults in the house, you'll be like, wow, they don't really have any responsibilities. And then they also don't really have any power. They can't say, hey, we want to get up and move. Let's move to this city. They can't say, hey, turn off the AC. They can't say, oh, y'all cooking this for us tonight. They can't really say nothing. Right? Things get dictated to them because they don't have any power, because they don't have any responsibility. Same rules apply for the quote-unquote black community. At large. Refuse to take responsibility for the situation that we are in. Refuse to understand what needs to be done to improve the situation. When you keep complaining about somebody else, what you're doing is you're giving that other person the power. It's that simple. Because what you're saying is this person has the power to dictate the outcomes of my life. Whether it be true or not, you're giving them power when you do that. You have to maintain all the power. And obviously this what I'm saying works on a very, very small level when it comes to just, interpersonal relationships, and then also on a grander level when it comes to communities at large. It's the same rules that apply.
reading the policy, or you blame somebody else?
Why should I read the policy when I already know the people?
You don't even know what's in the policy, do you?
I don't need to know, don't want to know. I know the people who are writing it. They're no good.
Okay, let's talk about Black Lives Matter. This is probably going to end up being an utter waste of my time having you on the show. What do you feel?
Utter waste of time. Okay. If it's a waste of time, dude, it's a waste of... You wasted your time. If it's a waste of time, you wasted your time. Only you can waste your time.
You don't know that. You may learn something.
We'll see.
No, he won't learn anything, Jesse, because he already has his mind made up. That's why the name of his show is Indisputable. You can't make this shit up, y'all. You can't make this shit up. So, no, he won't learn anything. He won't learn anything. And he looks like he might be like in his 50s. So, he damn sure ain't learning anything. It's over for this man.
Sure. What is it about Black Lives Matter that you disagree with, fundamentally?
Well, first of all, there's many things that people, especially quote unquote black people, especially quote unquote black men, should take issue with the Black Lives Matter. Now, I've made multiple videos on them, multiple. So I'm not going to get into all of that right now. Let's just see what Jesse has to say.
Black Lives Matter was founded by a bunch of fat, black, radical lesbians.
Okay, correct.
And who hate God.
Get this clown off my show. I appreciate you.
Who hate God.
Clown. Wow, you call this man a clown, dude? All right, first and foremost, what he just said is true. That's definitely true. This guy right here is a simp. Look at this nigga, man. This nigga is a simp, dude. This nigga's a simp, man. You work for a network named The Young Turks, dude. You're not Turkish. The Young Turks don't give a damn about the quote-unquote black community, man. So you's a goddamn fool yourself. You's a goddamn fool, man. You's a goddamn fool, bro. And obviously, like, you're a weak man. You're a very, very weak man. And I say that not to, make fun of you. I say that just basically as an observation. If you, as a man, can't have a conversation with a man, with another man, who you have differing ideas from, then you're weak. You're weak. And I'm talking to y'all brothers out there too. If you find yourself being like this guy, then you're weak. Because he didn't attempt to move the conversation at all. But am I surprised? No, I'm not. The name of the show is indisputable. So no, I'm not surprised. But it's a shame that there's brothers out here who are quote unquote educated. But then again, there's a huge difference between being intellectual, intelligent, and educated. Okay? If you don't know what the difference is, look it up. Okay, that's your homework for today. But that's the interesting part. His brother's very educated. He's a doctor, apparently. So he's definitely educated. He's been through his rounds in that regard. But still, he came across very unintelligent in this because he couldn't even be open to learning anything. And I said this in a video a long time ago. Even the fool can learn something from even a fool. Now 99% of what that motherfucker might say will be some bullshit, but that 1% you'll learn.
Who hate the nuclear family.
Yeah. Listen, for those of you who wanted me to continue to engage that clown on this show, I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it. I'm only a human being. So please forgive me, okay? All right. Here's what we'll do for the rest of the show. I will read some comments.
Just he laughing at him. Called him a beta. Oh, yeah, definitely. That definitely applies to this guy. Definitely beta.
And I know some of you will say, oh, Rashad, that was just so rude. And yeah, well, I couldn't take any more of that foolishness. He's not going to make a debate in good faith. Even if you oppose whatever I believe on the most extreme policy side, at least you have a policy argument. I can engage in a good faith debate about ideas. But if you...
I believe that you could have engaged in a good faith argument, even with what he was saying. But instead of listening to what he was saying on the merit of what on the merit that he was saying it, you decided to just say, "Oh no, I want to have this strictly about policy." No, that's on you, then, man. That's on you. And then if that's the case, again, it's your show. You don't have the papers in front of you that you could have just read off, one or two policy points to him and asked for his thoughts on it. So no, you didn't because you didn't care. Because again, the name of the show is indisputable, so it wasn't going anywhere anyway. I'm more than sure that anyone that comes on your show that doesn't agree with whatever the hell you're saying, the conversations are going to go nowhere. And it's probably just going to be a whole bunch of you trying to speak down to people and try to, just, oh, well, I'm a doctor. And I'm pretty sure, look, hey, I could be wrong. But again, like I said, y'all, when you know and you have that understanding, things don't shock or surprise you. So I'm pretty sure that's how it would be if I watched more of his stuff. Okay. So with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this video up because we covered everything basically. So next time, y'all.